So, a day in Michael's fish room. Let's take a look. It's about 6 a.m. Tuesday morning. So what the fish room looks like when I walk in typically, unless it's butt crack early and the lights aren't on, but I did have my alarm wake me today, which is good. So, come over here, we turn this light on. There's one of these lights up here. I forgot what they're called. Brooder lights? I don't know. And then the twisty bulb, that's really bright. And that's just to light the room. So then I come over here, I check the tanks. I'm looking for any casualties overnight, looking for any new fry that I can get excited over. I also like to check the temperatures in the tanks. 74.8 right now, that's pretty perfect. No heaters in any tank except for the Apisto tanks. There's two. The heater in the Angel tank is actually off, and that tank's probably only about 71 degrees. I'm just waiting to meet up Super Breeder Steve so I can trade him those koi angels for some other fish that I want to breed. Nothing really going on this side. Oh, this is interesting. I did move Bruce into the Angel grow out tank temporarily until I can find another home for Bruce. Alright, we'll come over here. Let's look at the Angel tank. Oh, 72.2. Little cool for angels, but they're fine. They're not going to be breeding or anything in there, but they're fine. Come over here, check these tanks. Sort of interested in this tank. I did sell 3 females out of here and a male yesterday. I shipped them to Matt out in Washington. Hi Matt, thanks for buying some fish from me. By the time you see this, they probably will be at your doorstep. But I didn't realize how many my male to female ratio, and I probably should have not sold 3 females, because I think there's only 1 or 2 females in there now, and I know there's at least 2 adult males. So I have to consider what to do in this tank now. I may pull one of those males out just to give the females a break. Not really sure. Again, me just thinking out loud. All right, so we do have some fish to ship today. A normal day in the fish room without a Monday or Tuesday when I ship fish is to, you know, take a good look at the tanks, maybe spend a couple minutes looking at the tanks, and then feed the tanks, and then look at the tanks while they're eating. It's very important to observe your fish. This way, you know, after a while, you'll know if somebody's acting funny. Are they sick? Is there a water issue? You figure that out rather quickly if you know what your fish normally act like. So let's get the box ready for the fish, and we'll go from there. Stand by. All right, fishy folks, let's make a box. I know that this is interesting to you, but if you ever want to know how to ship fish, I made one video on it, but you can see it kind of has it now. These boxes cost nothing at the post office. You can even have them shipped to you in bulk. There's the box. Ta-da! And we take some insulation. This serves 2 purposes. Obviously, to keep the fish warm or cold or cool, depending on the season. And quite frankly, if something leaks, it will also soak up water. So we put a nice layer on the bottom. It's a little chilly now. These fish are going to Michigan, so yeah. We'll open that. We'll put the box aside. And now we'll go catch some fish. Do you want to see? Okay. All right. This is going to be boring as heck. It might be fast motion when you see it. We'll see. Move the lid out of the way. Get our dripping pour filled with water. Put it over here for now. Now, I have this big ginormous net because there's 4 fish in the tank and I want to catch all 4. I'm not sure if I'm going to ship the bent back girl. I have to take a look at her. I may keep her just so I don't burden somebody else with a bent back fish. 2 with 1 scoop. Caught 2 with the 2nd scoop. Let's observe the fish now. All right, I'm just gonna take a look at the fish one more time. Make sure there's nothing wrong. I do see at least 1 male, and that's good because I was pretty sure there was a trio. Now the bent back girl is actually the biggest female in there, and she does appear to be pregnant, and I can't decide if I want to ship her or not because there's a problem. She could die during childbirth, and I don't want to burden somebody else with that. So I think what I'm going to do is not send the bent back girl. And I'm just going to reach in because I don't have a net handy. And so I just threw her in the 30 breeder breeding or growing for profit tank. That's right. No acclimation, no nothing. You know why? Because I do it all the time without an issue. All my tanks are pretty much the same chemistry, for the exception of a tank without crushed coral in it. The hardness might be different, but that's what we're gonna do. All right, let's bag these bad boys up. All right, fishy folks, now we're gonna bag some fish. We have 2 bags to ship today, 1 box. And I'm going to separate them into these 3 adults, which is about the maximum in a bag I would want to ship right now. They've been fasted for 3 days, so I'm not going to be concerned over ammonia in the water or water chemistry changing too much. However, I do have, I don't know, 15 fry and a couple of juveniles. And I don't want to put them in the same bag simply because these guys are probably a little hungry and they may snack on those fry in the trip. So I don't want that. I want the fry to survive. If I wasn't shipping fry, I would probably ship these 1 male in a bag and 2 females in a bag. It's just safer that way. Not that it's not safe the other way, but it limits potential issues. All right, let's bag these fish up. Running low on bags. I do have to get some more. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow or this weekend. Fish in a bag. Some people don't like the twisting of the bag. They say it makes the fish dizzy. It might. I don't know. But again, never had a problem. This bag is very important. You get it tight so it doesn't leak. Then I cut off the tail. Just looks neater and it's easier to double bag. We take our 2nd bag. Love the sound of bag plastic. And we simply put the 1st bag in the 2nd bag and invert it. Twist this one up. Get this one nice and tight. Done. Now, sometimes I label the bags, sometimes I don't. When I don't, it's simply because I forget. Trio koi swords. I wrote sword. It's gonna be swords, and I just wrote on myself. Put it in the box just for now. Now, here's what I have. I caught all these out of the out of that 55 that's on the floor now. It took a long time. I had to drain all the water out, and then there was some loam on the bottom they were hiding in. So they've been in here for about 36 hours, I would say. No harm, no foul. Also, they've been fasted, and yeah, we're all good. So I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to bag these guys. I think I'm going to catch them out of here. Just going to take the filter and put it in a tank, and then grab a net, and I'll be right back. Alright, fishy folks, what I decided to do was pour some water into the drip and pour, and then I'm going to use a net to catch out all the fry. So I'll do that now. If it becomes too much of a hassle, I'll just dump more water out. Since first scoop I only caught one fry. Alright, that's better. Try not to get the detritus, but if you get some, you get some. They can always snack on it if there's little microorganisms they want to eat. Again, I want to try to get all these. I don't want any left because I would not be able to just, you know, flush them or something. And oh, looks like we did have a casualty overnight. That sucks. Alright, these guys have gotten smart. Now they're hiding at the bottom. I can outsmart them. So normally a morning in the fish room is about anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, depending on what I'm doing, what I decide to do. It's one of the reasons I get up early. If you watch my videos, you know I'm just an early riser to begin with, but I do like to get to work early. I don't like dealing with traffic, and the earlier I go to work, the less traffic there is. Come on. Plus, it does give me some time to myself to do what I want. Alright, I hope these guys make it. I'd hate to ship them a bunch of dead fry, to be honest. That one casualty has me curious. I think that's it. I don't see any other movement in there. There's a little bit of Java moss, like, you know, flecks of Java moss. Alright, I'll move this out of the way. And it looks like I only have 3 bags left. Well, good thing, because I only need 2. Now, I don't normally ship fry, but when you do, especially in your drip and pour, or whatever container you use, you gotta make sure you get them all. We don't want one sticking to the side and drying out. Now, there's a little Java moss in here, no problem there. Again, a little detritus, not too much. We don't want the water quality compromised, but it's fine. Priority mail is funny. I shipped a package to Washington, and that's going to be there tomorrow, Wednesday, because it flies from Philadelphia to Washington. And then I also shipped a package to Missouri, which is closer, half the distance to Washington, that's scheduled to be there on Thursday. And I believe it's because it drives. This is going to Michigan, which will probably drive, so it means it'll probably be there Friday. It's usually 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, because today doesn't count as a day. So it gets there on the 2nd day, right? So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. If it's 2 days, it'll be there Thursday. If it's 3 days, it'll be there Friday. All right, there we go. That's done. Now, here's where there's a couple things we gotta do. We got a heat pack. It's a 72-hour heat pack. Paper bag, because you don't want it touching anything. Now these heat packs are pretty simple. You just open it and they start heating up. And they last longer than 72 hours. But the chemical reaction is really designed for 72-ish hours. So, get that ready. Let's fill it in with more insulation. If it was not cold out, I might not put so much insulation in, but I want to make sure these fish stay nice and warm and toasty. And then we add a Jadrin Aquatic sticker because I'm supporting my friend and a fellow fish fan member, Jadrin Aquatics, Jason, and a couple of Michael's Fishroom stickers because I'm cool like that. Put the heat pack in. Now, there's a lot of insulation here, but that'll keep everything nice and warm. All right, so what we're gonna do, I'm gonna take a piece of tape and basically squish the box closed. And actually, seriously? Really? This is live, folks. This is what happens. Stand by. Alright, fishy folks, after our technical difficulties, we changed the tape. And we're gonna try this again. This box is just exploding with insulation. That's good. Alright. That's a morning in the fish room. I'll come back tonight. Today's my late day at work. Although with the time change, it's an hour earlier for me. So I'll come home from work, probably say hi to the kids, eat dinner, and then come down here and check everything and feed them again. So I'm gonna feed the fish. Sorry. I'm gonna feed the fish, and that's that. See you in a minute.
Many hours later.
Okay, fishy folks, it's about 8:30. So I have to do some math, but it's about a little more than 14 hours since I've been here before. Let's take a look. Just got home from work, and it looks pretty much the same as this morning. I'll turn the lights on. Check the temperature. Feels warm in here. 72.7 for that tank down there. I used to have many more thermometers, but they're cheap and they break. 55 with the Angels, 70.4. This one, I need a battery, so no idea. And this one is at 73. You can see that. 73. So, that's that. I'll come down, I'll take a look at the tanks. Normally I'd stay down here for a little while and just kind of hang out, gather some thoughts, you know, have some me time, but I'm gonna go upstairs and eat dinner because quite frankly I'm hungry, and my wife is at a meeting, so my middle son is playing with my youngest son, but my middle son has homework that he wants to do, so I should not stand in his way. I will stay down here and feed the fish, take a look around, probably contemplate life's big moments, like which tanks am I going to move first, and yeah, go from there. So let's, shall we feed the fish together? Okay, that's a good idea. What are we going to feed them? What do we have? Premium guppy flakes. I should have an open package of that somewhere. Nano pellets. Pretty sure that's what I fed them this morning. Blackworm flakes. Okay, we're gonna get blackworm flakes. How am I gonna do this? That's what happens when you don't really think about your video. I thought about it, but I gotta open the bag. Stand by. Alright. Fish Freaks Plus Premium Blackworm Flakes. Whole salmon meal, fresh California blackworms. Delicious. 43% protein. Let's see what it looks like. Looks like blackworm flake. Alright, I'm not going to film feeding the fish, because that's pretty boring, I think. I'm going to feed them, then I'll come back. Stand by. Alright, fishy folks. Fed all 55 tanks. Now I'm standing here contemplating the hard decisions, which probably my decisions will change until the final moment of me actually moving tanks. And that decision is, what do I put in these 3 tanks? I think I'm going to move at least the 3 tanks on the bottom there. I'll put the black swordtails in one of the 20s. I'll probably end up putting the guppies in the 10 and the high fin platies in the other 20. But of course that could change between now and then. This gold dust molly pair is really annoying. I don't have any fry. I'm not exactly sure why. I think there's enough coverage. So I gotta kind of figure that out, or get rid of these 2. I mean, if somebody were to make me an offer, I would certainly ship them to them on Monday. So if you're interested, shoot me an email, shoot me a reasonable offer, and I'll ship them to you. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, there's this towel. Let me show you what it says on the towel. Yeah, that's right. I stole a towel from Japan. Tokyo Hotels. It's the brand I stayed in. It's called Excel. And somehow it made it in my suitcase. I don't really know how, actually, to be honest with you, but it did. So there it is. But it's a great hand towel for the fish room. Alright, I think that's about it, folks. I'm a little tired. I really don't have anything to say. Oh, I have a spare tank here now. That helps, right? Maybe I don't know what I'll put there. I gotta think about this rack. I'm probably gonna reuse most of these tanks. So, I mean, I could just use buckets for the fish, set up the rack, set up the tanks, and go from there, but so yeah, that's that. All right, folks, hope you have a great water change Wednesday, and you know, shoot me an email, michaelsfishroom@gmail.com, if you have any questions or want to buy any fish, and hope to see you in another video soon. Stay tuned. See ya. Alright, fishy folks, just fed the 55 tanks. Now I'm standing here contemplating life's biggest obstacles. Do I go with moving? Oh, Jesus, Christmas. That's like a giant blooper, isn't it? Holy Jesus. Stand by. Really?